Hello guys, this is Kazrahim bringing you another video. This time we're back in ETS. I'm trying to do that, what I said, content every week. Unfortunately this is not the second part of our present trip because that video was cut. I didn't actually finish the trip because of SCS Entertainment making a new patch for Euro Truck Simulator in which they incorporated heavy loads, and I had to get it. There's just no way I wouldn't buy a DLC that gives me new cargo that's actually real cargo in game. You know, not a mod, not something that someone made out of the developer company, but actual patch that, you know, gives us something new to the game. Plus there was some things that I really wanted to check out. So I had a little bit of money left from my last paycheck, so I just bought the DLC. It wasn't so expensive, it was like, what, 4 or 5 euros? Something like that. But yeah, first of all we took a job from Katowice, because I don't actually know how you call them in English. Because it's not Katowice. Katowice is how you say it in Polish. But from Katowice to London, and you can see me struggling with the truck, and I have to admit that I didn't play almost at all. This video is 4 months old. This particular piece of footage is almost 4 months old. It's just a long time ago that I had some time to play ETS on some weekend, and I thought that I'm gonna be recording. The downside of it was that the whole video will be blank, so sorry guys for that it's gonna be darkish. That whole trip was dark. There's gonna be some back sounds because it turned out that, you know, I just recorded without thinking per se. I didn't actually do everything that I normally do, so I didn't turn off my microphone and set it up so I have an easier time while doing the post-processing, you know, the rendering, the editing and everything of this video. But I'm gonna be trying to mask it, at least a tiny bit. This video will be divided into 2 parts, the first part being that the trip to the Caterpillar. For the Caterpillar we are taking a heavy load, a Caterpillar tractor or bulldozer, to London, and it's a long trip from Katowice to actually the place where we pick up the Caterpillar. And the second part will be, you know, the normal route from the pickup point to the delivery point, but it's not gonna be a longish trip, and I'm not certain if I actually will have a second part of this video also. It's a little bit annoying, I know, I'm sorry for that. Especially since I won't be able to record ETS footage for some time because I actually borrowed my joypad. Because my friend wanted to play something on multiplayer with his girlfriend, you know, on PC, and I borrowed my joypad for him so he can at least spend his time with his girlfriend. Well, with his wife, it's not his girlfriend. They're having a baby, so it's not a girlfriend situation, it's a wife situation. So they wanted to play, so I just borrowed my, you know, joypad, cause I don't have enough time to play ETS. But, you know, I told about it in the last video that was some time ago, and I think that's enough. We don't have to talk about it more. In terms of my job, we moved. Finally we moved to the new building this week, so I finally won't have to do any stupid construction walking or anything like that. So I'm looking forward to how the company will develop itself right now. And that's about as far as I want to go with that. I don't want to dig into the whole topic of my job again, because the last video I actually rewatched the whole last video of ETS, and I saw that almost half of it was talking about my job. And even though maybe someone finds this, you know, interesting, maybe someone wants to know what's up with my life and everything, I actually don't want to get into it all that often. Especially since, you know, it's like the third video that I'm talking about how I'm going to make one video a week and stuff like that. This is actually the first video after video in a long time. So, about last video, because I actually made a little bit of a list to check out. I have to know what I want to say. About last video was my initial impressions of Tera the Rising, Tera Online, which is a massively multiplayer online game. I'm kind of sorry for that video. I'm kind of disappointed with it, not by views or anything like that. It's not about your reaction, but I'm disappointed in how I made that video. I really I made it too fast. I was hasty to do it. I didn't want to make it 100% the way I would like to make a video, and I want to go back and redo it. Well, the next video from Tera will be made a little bit differently, a little bit, you know, calmly, because that was recorded like when I started doing videos. That was the way I started recording. I was rusty when I made that video. This video is, I'm also kind of a bit rusty, but now I'm actually doing what I'm supposed to do, so I'm recording commentary post-game, not while playing, because while playing it has the advantage of actually, you know, you can say and show something. It's good for first impressions or techniques or something like that, because it's hard for, oh, you can see the caterpillar load. It's hard for you to, you have to plan out the whole video. You may have some kind of a, you know, schedule. You can type down on in which time you did something and then plan your commentary accordingly to it. But that's a lot of work, and I find that it's faster and more intuitive to actually do it in game while commenting. So I just, you know, hit the record button and I comment on the go while doing, you know, first impressions and stuff like that. But those videos are more like my streams. They are more raw, because if I mess up anything in this video, I will cut it out and I will remake it. There will be things that I just, you know, ignore because they're significantly, you know, they are insignificant. They're like me, I don't know, me burping or something like that. No, me bopping, you won't hear that. Maybe you'll hear me yawning, but I doubt it. So, I made that video. I'm not 100% satisfied with how it is and how it ended up being. So I will go back and make... well, my next video from Tera will be a little bit different. It's gonna be something more like the Lancer look through, or, you know, once I reach level 40, 50, how I still feel about the game, because I'm trying out new things in the game. I'm not trying out PvP, because actually you guys should know my statement by now that I don't like PvP in those kinds of games, because it's not something that I particularly, it's just not something that I find interesting, you know. If I want PvP, I go play Battlefield 3, I play World of Tanks, I play War Thunder, I play something of those kinds, games that are strictly PvP, but not something that I play for the sheer value of accomplishment, which applies to almost all MMORPGs, RPGs in general. I like the accomplishment of doing something. I really hate... Ah, there you heard it. Me clearing my throat. It's the back sound that I had recorded, and there's gonna be some kind of talking later on, but let's forget about that for a second. So yeah, I'm gonna be doing a video about Tera, and as I said, I'm trying to get into more things, instances, you know, parties, stuff like that. I'm trying to, you know, from the level of a noob, of a person who just started out, of a newbie perhaps. I want to see how the game just... Oh, here you can hear, but I'm talking with my girlfriend actually in the background, because she just, you know, sometimes randomly she comes by to give me a kiss or something, and we talk about, we start talking. But honestly, and that's proof that I have a girlfriend. And actually, the funny thing is that it's hard for someone who doesn't have anyone playing with him to give initial impressions, because you don't have a lot of things that you can check out. You can check out most of the things in a game, but like with the instance of EVE Online, there's not a lot of things that you can do in EVE Online to the fullest while doing it. Now we pick up the load and we're gonna be starting our trip back. And this is somewhere in the middle of the video. Now we're gonna have the whole trip back, so brace yourselves. So that's about that. How about Tera? Well, as I said, I'm gonna be doing a video, but I think it's gonna be about, or either it's gonna be about my Lancer, the class that I'm playing, because you know that's an obvious choice. It's something that I played the only class that I'm playing actually right now, because I wanted to make a Berserker, but I seemingly find that it's very hard for me to start a new character while I'm playing one. While I'm playing the Lancer, I will have a problem with trying to start a new character while I'm in the process of doing the last one. Like with Star Wars Online, I didn't have the problem because my Sith Warrior gameplay, I had it all on stream. I streamed the whole gameplay. I passed through the game. I made level 55. Got to the last instances, got everything, and I didn't feel tired with that. And I started my bounty hunter, and I didn't have that thought in the back of my head that I actually don't know how the story plays through. But I'm starting a new character. You know what I mean. That there can be a point where my Berserker would be higher than my Lancer, and normally I start with a character that I find that most of the time my first choice is the best choice I do. Like if I have a thought, the first thought, without digging into it. Oh, the engine is struggling for this. The engine is struggling, but it shall prevail. This truck has a lot of horsepower to back it up. Well, not a lot, but it has enough horsepower to get up this hill. So, like I said, it's harder for me to start a new character and start playing it from scratch, especially while I'm starting the game, when I'm in the low levels, because I have the feeling that I did all of this a week before, and I know all of this and I have to grind through it, and I hate grinding through content. I love being driven by the story, being driven by quests and fulfilling some things. I hate grinding the same things again. So that's why when I do a playthrough, most of the time I don't do a second playthrough. Most of the time I don't have enough self-determination to do a second playthrough with a given character or anything. And that applies to a lot of games. So as I said, it's either gonna be a video about my Lancer, either it's gonna be a video about me getting in the 40s, 50s, in that level range. So that's about Tera. Also, I wanted to talk, because we have a little bit of time left, I want to talk about one single thing, which is I really want to do a video series, maybe a little bit more often than once a week, about games that are not so new, because a lot of people focus on new games. A lot of people focus on the concept that there's a new game released. Destiny is released, Shadow of Mordor is released. A lot of games are released. Sims 4. A lot of things are being released. A lot of people put time and effort into making videos about these new things because they're new. They're new. A lot of people think that new. We want to check it out. But I find myself wanting to actually make a video about older games, about things that when I started playing, were good. Things that I always wanted to play because I knew that there was a huge hype in my circle, circle of friends, circle of my buddies who play with me, that there was a huge hype for a given game, but it died out. It died out because the game was released, the game had its initial, impact, and then after a few weeks it died out, and people forget about those titles completely. If I said like Fire Warrior, Warhammer Fire Warrior, most of you don't know even the concept. I bet that maybe a few of people, even if this video was watched by 100 people or even 1,000 people, maybe a few of you would play that game. But also games like, you know, this is just the concept of Warhammer, so everyone who knows Warhammer and likes Warhammer games should play something like that. We have, you know, Housegate, we have Fire Warrior, there was Rise of Warhammer, something like that also. Hexagon square game, you know, tactical gameplay. There was a lot of games that involved my interests, that were in my zone of interest, that I wanted to play, that I'm playing right now, because I'm finding the money and they become very cheap because they are older games. You can get them on promotions, on Humble Bumbles and stuff like that, and that's really amazing. I can get games that I always wanted to play, and now I'm starting to... I really have a yearning feel that I want to play a game and finish it. I want to play games to finish them. I have a lot of games that I started, I don't have a lot of games that I finished, and I want to start doing those videos just for the sake, like I'm gonna be playing, for example, Warhammer Space Marine, and I'm gonna be saying, you know, I'll put a 10-minute clip of how am I playing that game, and with that I'm gonna do some commentary of what I think about the game. And you know, even though it didn't reach the hype, that the multiplayer is almost dead and everything like that, that's all true, but the thing that I want to show people is that those games have a lot of entertainment value, even though they are not, you know, some groundbreaking things. They are very nice, very well-made games, or not so well-made games, but they have a good storyline, good gameplay, good mechanics, something breaking through it. You know, they maybe have something that I find particularly interesting for you guys to show, or they are just, you know, classics, things that you guys should know about and should play. But maybe you are always like, oh, I heard about Fallout 1 and 2, but I never played it because it's so old. And yeah, of course they are old. Those are games that are so old that I actually remember them. I remember when they came out, because I just had my PC bought, so you know, I was fresh to the PC scene, and I was like, oh my god, MechWarrior, oh my god, Fallout 1, Baldur's Gate, you know, Icewind Dale, Planescape Tournament, big titles, very great titles that have a lot of story to tell, a lot of good gameplay in it, and people just forget about it. You know, you had a very easy example is actually UFO Enemy Unknown. Most of you recognize the game because it was released 2 or 3 years ago, and you're thinking like, oh, that's a great concept, that's a good game, but it's not as difficult as the older ones, and most of the people actually don't know the older ones. The older ones were released so long ago. I may be mistaken about the date, but it's either 89 or 98. You know, 1998 or 1989. I don't remember, but it was actually a game developed by Microsoft. It was Enemy UFO. Actually, Enemy Unknown was the name of the first game. Then it was the Tera from the Deep, and then we had a lot of other games. If you guys actually want to see what game developers were able to do back then, of course, graphics sucks. There's no, you know, it's not an intelligent interface and stuff like that. You know, there's a lot of tweaks that came through the time that we had. But there was one thing that most people underappreciate. That game has so much depth in it. Just the sheer amount of... Yeah, that's where I'm gonna be parking. It has so much value in terms of gameplay. It's so complex, it's so well made. It's an old game like hell, made by Microsoft, which everyone hates. But back in the day, Microsoft actually made great games. And that's really scary. But you know, at least they don't. There's no sense in talking about Microsoft in this video. But you get the grip. I want to do videos about it. I want to make more videos about. I want to make overall more videos, and I want to make a video like that with like 2 or 3 games that I think you guys should play, and I want to know your impressions of them. Give 2-3 hours into each game. Most of you can afford like $5 a week to buy some games, and that's enough. That's enough for you guys. For me, it's a little bit more complex because I actually have a financial situation that doesn't allow me to spend money on things that I want. You know, I can buy the occasional game or 2, but I can, you know, spend money like crazy on that. Miss my lane. But like I said, I want you guys to check it out. I want you guys to know about those games. I want you guys to try it out. Also, I will be trying to do an initial playthrough of 2 games, and I'm I feel shame. Because, you know, once you play for as long as I do and as long as my friends do, I feel shame that I know about a great title that was released like back in the days of Baldur's Gate, and I didn't play it. And those were Planescape Tournament and Icewind Dale. I didn't play those 2 games, and I feel dirty, to play it simple. I feel dirty that I didn't play those, and I'm thinking about a playthrough from them. But we'll see how it goes. How those damn tulbos. Why no Viatol, bro? Why no Viatol? And yeah, that's it. That's it for what I wanted to record. And we have about 2 or 3 minutes left, because I'm just gonna pay for this and gonna park right on the right, I think. Because it's the end. We're nearing the end of the video. So about ETS. I'm playing ETS, but like I said, I'm not playing at the moment because I don't have my gamepad. That's quite... it's not that tight. I thought it's tighter turn, but it's good. And I crashed into something. Derpy derp derp. So yeah. I bought actually Scania Truck Driving Simulator and Truck and Trailers because they were for like 10 zlotys in, you know, like Flea Mart or something like that. You know, a wide range of shops, a large amount of shops perhaps. It was like 10 zlotys, so that's what, €2 or something like that, 2 or 3 euros for one. So I thought, oh god, I have actually 20 zlotys, I'm gonna buy those things, you know. It's something that I'm gonna do just to have some fun. And this didn't actually take into account this huge trailer, which pissed me off, but we're gonna just repark myself and that's gonna be it. So yeah guys, this is actually the last also minute of this video, so thank you guys for watching. Comment on my ideas, on what you think about the video, because I really want to know your impressions about it. And if you see me on Steam or my Facebook, just give me a shout out, because I'm really missing the contact with you guys. So thank you, and see you guys next time.